If you have a cavity that needs filling or you need a cleaning, you're in luck. Starting today, dentists across Maine are beginning to reopen for routine care.
Last week, we told you that Maine was one of only 11 states that had not allowed dental practices to reopen, and it was the only state without a reopening plan. Many dentists were not happy about that. But as Newscenters' Shannon Moss is here to tell us, those restrictions have eased a bit, right, Shannon?
That's right, Cindy and Pat. You may remember last week, Maine's DHHS commissioner said that if new guidance from the U.S. CDC was not updated by today, then the state would defer to the American Dental Association and the Maine Dental Association, which recommends reopening for routine care. Well, those new federal guidelines, they did not come today. So reopening is exactly what some dentists in Maine did.
After months of only dealing with emergencies, Dr. Brad Rand, a dentist in Brewer, opened his doors to patients who need routine care.
We're going through the new routines and the new protocols that we have in place to keep people safe in our office.
Dr. Rand, who is also president of the Maine Dental Association, says allowing dental offices in Maine to reopen for routine visits is a relief to patients and dentists.
There were patients that had some really complex things that were becoming more complex by the day that didn't quite rise to that emergency level, but still were becoming very concerning.
Last week, many dentists in Maine spoke out, urging Governor Mills to revise her restrictions on dental care, saying patients were suffering from infections and other problems because they haven't been treated. The state says it was waiting on the U.S. CDC to change its guidelines. And since that hasn't happened yet, starting this week, dental offices in Maine are allowed to reopen as long as they're following guidance from the American Dental Association and Maine Dental Association, are equipped with personal protective equipment, and are prioritizing care for patients with more time-sensitive conditions.
We are seeing a limited number of people, again, people who we felt needed to get in and start to get some of their dental needs taken care of.
Dr. Rand says patients will most likely see changes when they go back to their dentist.
I think as patients come in, they will see that there has been some care and thought given to how to keep them safe as they come to our practices.
Today is a voluntary opening date. It is not mandatory for dental offices to open for routine care in Maine. So if you do have an issue, you have not heard from your dental office about its reopening plans, it is suggested that you give them a call. Reporting from my home, I'm Shannon Moss for News Center Maine.